See all of you here this morning, and we're going to go ahead and get started so we can give our guests the full time that they need. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to the family of Evelyn Dick.
Good morning. Oh, that's good. I think I'll just do this. My name is Evelyn Burkholder Dick. You probably remember me, if you do, as Evelyn Burkholder, because Meisterton Church is my home church, only it was over there, not here. And my husband and I were married. My husband, Leroy, we were married in the old church, so I have fond memories of that. And in 1981, God called us to the mission field in Haiti. Before that, Leroy pastored in the Church of the Brethren for 26 years. So then we spent 24 years in Haiti. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. My son's going to tell you all about the Haiti mission. He is now stepped in, and he's the big guy now. One thing I want to share with you. This book was written by me and a friend. I gave the information, she did the writing. So there's a table in your, what do you call that out there? Okay. Anyway, there's a table out there. You can look at the things that are on it. And the books are there. They are $15. All the proceeds go to the ministry. And so there's a box there. It's, just put your money in there. And we'll pick it up later. We trust you to do that. So, with no further ado, I will introduce my son, Jim. And he's going to share what's happening right now in Vine Ministry. You want this on there, or you want to hold it?
I don't want to hold it.
Okay.
You all can hear? Good. You all can hear? Okay. All right. All righty. Welcome. Hey, thank you for allowing us to come and visit today. It's always good to see back where my roots began. In Lancaster County. So, I hear I hear that the best thing to do when you're starting to speak is to tell a few jokes. That way I can get to know you and you can get to know me, for good or bad. So I'll try that. There was a guy dropped all his Scrabble letters on the road the other day, so I turned to him and I said, "So, what's the word on the street?" Okay. Okay. Okay, do you hear about the restaurant called Karma? There is no menu. You get what you deserve. I don't like that. Okay. Hey, there was a woman in labor recently, and she was shouting, and she was saying, "Shouldn't, couldn't, can't, won't." The doctor looked at her and said, "It's okay, honey. It's just contractions." Okay. These aren't going over very well, are they? One more. What sits at the bottom of the ocean and twitches? A nervous wreck. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so now you know me a little better. Anyway, we can start the pictures. Yeah, there we go. So years ago when Mom and Dad first started the mission, God gave them the name Vine Ministry. And of course that brings to mind the scripture out of John 15:5 that says, "I am the vine and you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." And so actually, at the beginning of that chapter, it goes like this: I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. We had a neighbor when we were growing up in Williamsburg, Pennsylvania, and this neighbor had a grapevine between their property and our property. And every fall, the guy would trim back the old branches. Now, he never cut the vine down. He didn't replant it every year, but he just trimmed it back. And was that a good thing? Yeah, it was, because those grapes were delicious every year. So this pruning thing actually is a good thing. I like what it says, that we are branches and Jesus is the vine. We can't do anything outside of him. And as a result, we grow. And if we don't get that pruning done, then we grow stagnant. So nothing ever stays the same. We are actually in a dynamic relationship with Jesus. It's the very nature of growth that as we grow, we change. And this relationship and pruning is not a bad thing. It is a process of ever growing and bearing good fruit. And our life is fluid, and our work is fluid. Times change, circumstances change. Principles do not change. The word does not change. But our life work is fluid. Hey, if it's not, it becomes stagnant. So as I show you what we're doing in Haiti, most of the times and most of the things you see are going to be what you've always expected Vine Ministry to have been doing all through these years. But they change a little bit in the way we do it and the way we present it. It's fluid. And we change along with the way as life unfolds and the future presents itself. So let's take a quick look at the pastors in Vine Church. Vine Church is the church, if you don't know, that Mom and Dad planted, along with the lead pastor in Haiti. His name is Pastor Joel Saint Amour. He and Dad began as this idea of let's have a church, a New Testament church. And so they started as small home groups, and they grew into what the church is today. And the associate pastor is Pastor Daniel Telfort. He is the main guy leading the church in Haiti right now. Recently, he completed his doctoral degree from Gordon Conwell in Boston. And I believe it's this weekend that he actually is graduating and receiving his degree. So we're really thankful for all the hard work that Pastor Danielle has done. And as a gift for his graduation, we asked our supporters to bless him with a computer. And your response was amazing, and over $1,000 came in for this computer. But I called Danielle and said, so, how do you want me to get this to you? And he said, well, Jim, the organization that he does translation work with actually beat us to the blessing. They sent him one. So now he has a computer, and he's been blessed for his graduation. So I sent him the money. It belongs to him. He was thoroughly blessed and thrilled with that. And so now he's celebrating in Boston today with his degree. The youth pastor is moving along to the youth pastor is Pastor Luis Wilness. They have a tremendous youth group. Tremendous youth group in Haiti. The congregation is like 650 people, and they have quite a youth group. So, moving along to this slide. This is a picture of Sunday morning. The church building you see is the one that our Vine Ministry supporters had blessed this congregation with, and it was dedicated in 2011. So you might ask the question, so what's the purpose of Vine Ministry? And I thought about this, and really the purpose of Vine Ministry is to provide hope. Not just provide hope, but to profoundly provide hope. That's not just an offer of hope that you can take it if you want it. It's a hope that when you give somebody this hope, they actually experience that uplifting of hope. And that's what Vine Ministry is all about. It's hope that is an undeniable experience, hope that is felt. So, you know, we are living on the edge of history. All of history has gone before us. Everything that has happened from now until now brings us to this time, this day. We are who we are because of what's happened. And part of what has happened, of course, is that, you know, we've met Jesus and he has changed our life, and we're right here. There is no history tomorrow. That will come after we have lived today. So the question is, you know, what kind of hope are we going to give today? What kind of experience of Jesus are we going to be to the people in front of us today, and create the history that will follow? So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing in Haiti. And Vine Church this congregation is actually in a position to bring hope to their community, to their friends and neighbors. In fact, they are training and working on right now to go out into their communities as groups of people and sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ with their friends and neighbors. That's what we want. I don't want to have to go down and share the gospel with the people in Haiti. I want these people to be out sharing the gospel with their friends and neighbors. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing. So another thing that we're doing is, in the basement of this church is a clinic, and it's just started. This January, we were very privileged to take a brand new sonogram machine to the clinic. And this is the team that you see there, myself and Mom, Evelyn, and the two trainers and some of the doctors that were trained. I wanted to I know some of you were a part of this sonogram machine going down there. And I want to thank you tremendously for doing that. It wasn't just, you know, the sonogram machine, you know, it's in a little case, you know, and you carry it on, send it through on the airline like a suitcase. Well, for some reason, they recognized that it wasn't closed on the inside. It was a brand new machine. And so they scanned it and they talked to me and they said, you know, this is brand new. And they asked me how much did it cost. I told them it was $21,000. He said, you're going to have to pay. You don't bring that kind of thing into the country and not pay some kind of customs on it. So I found out later that customs is 18%, which is absolutely ridiculous. No one should have to pay 18%. So, being the Haitians that they are, they wrote $1,000 on this piece of paper. I said, well, okay, where do I pay? Nobody told me. They just looked around and talked amongst themselves a little bit, and then they gathered all our stuff and started heading out the door. Well, we got near the door, and they said, look, we could take you into the customs office, and you'll pay this tremendous amount of price, but look, you just give us $1,000, and you can go. Well, Mom's experience in Haiti says you never take the first price they give you. So she began talking to him and negotiating, and she went out and got a friend of hers, and our friend Els began talking to him, and it was in Creole, and I don't know that much Creole. And so eventually she said, look, let's take all our stuff, and we went out to the car. And we went out to the car and was loading it up. We still hadn't paid him anything. Els looks at me and says, don't pay him any more than $400. Okay, so I got $400 out of my case and turned around and handed it to the guy, and he was very happy, very thankful, and off we went. So it's quite an experience, and it was really a God experience. I mean, one thing I began to realize that even though we came in on a Friday, Saturday we were going to begin training just like we had expected to. Man, when does that happen? I mean, it wasn't stuck in customs. I didn't have to wait for anything. We were there, and this project could go on. Very thankful for this. So, it's a sonogram machine. This is Hope in action. The doctors were thrilled to be able to work on this. It's portable. They can carry it out in the country. There's not much space in the clinic, so this is perfect. It's not a big, huge machine. It will do everything that any ordinary ultrasound machine will do in a hospital with the right transducers. You know, you could scan any part of the human body. So we turned it on for the first time, as you can see in this video. Yeah, probably the next one. Yep.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Vine Ministry supporters.
Woo!
Yeah.
Amen.
There we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This will really help in the clinic down there in Port-au-Prince. So we had about 5 doctors training. These are doctors that are in the congregation. Some work in hospitals or clinics for their day job, and then they work a day or two here in this clinic as well. It produces great images. They were thrilled. The one doctor is an OBGYN. Now, he works with ultrasounds in his hospital, and when he saw ours, he was thrilled to be able to do it, to use the machine here. He doesn't get to work on equipment of this caliber in his regular job. Another thing that's happening is the clinic is the dental office. Dr. Noel has set up. This is actually her dental chair and equipment. She brought it in, set it up here, and this is a great addition to the clinic. She has a difficult time getting supplies and equipment. She has to usually go outside the country, Dominican Republic or someplace, sometimes Jamaica, to get the stuff that she needs to do dental work. But she's working on it. She's doing a good job with it. Now, our clinic right now as it stands is a waiting area, a pharmacy area where the nurse sits, and the dental office and one exam room. So it is really pretty small. So the doctor that's in charge of directing the clinic is Dr. Muriel, and she has another building too that could be revamped into additional space for the clinic in a good location for serving the community. As you can see in the next slide, just the place needs some work. The building was destroyed in the earthquake, but they're getting it back together. So she gave me a list of projects, tiling and parquet and roofing and windows and doors and things. So there's a nice handful of small projects that could be done to keep this going and getting expanded. Another major project, and when you think about giving hope to people, is the student support. Schooling in Haiti, as you probably know, is not free. Every student that goes to school has to pay to get there. Most families can't afford that, especially if they have several children needing to go to school. So what Mom and Dad have done over 25 years ago was begin to support children in school. And so right now we will raise $360. We'll send one student for the year, including tuition, shoes, uniforms, books. That'll get them through. And you know, it seems like, you know, $360, that's not very much. Does that really change a life? I think it does. I really think it does. We have students that have started and graduated. Some have gone on to medical school and secretarial school. I know, and I think it's a pretty good assumption that if you've gone to school for 13 years, it's 13 in Haiti, not 12. If you've gone to school for 13 years in a country like Haiti, that will change your life. You're now able to read and write, think critically. I think you'll be able to see that, you know, the way some of the pictures we have collected pictures from when we started 25 years ago and the kids today, and you can definitely see a difference in the vibrance of the kids and the way they look. So as we would get together every morning in Pastor Joel's office, and we'd have short prayer, talk a little bit, and then get going. And then the families would arrive early, and they would sit and they would wait for their turn. They didn't seem to mind waiting. And there was no appointments. It's just as you got opportunity, you were brought in. And then what we do is we look over their report cards from last year, make sure they actually went to school, they're learning something, and then we'll support them again for the next year. Last year, I think we supported over 160 kids. So as you can see in the next slide, there's a mom with two of her kids, and the secretary, Jocelyn, is working on the paperwork there. So after they meet in our office, then the kids go outside and have their picture taken. They write their name on a board, and they hold the board up in front of them so we know who they are. We can keep track of them that way. And then whatever child you have supported, you will get a copy of that picture of that student. One cool thing that happened this last year, we actually had a professional photographer come with us to do photography. We didn't hire her. She volunteered to come along. And she did some really good things, like taking some family photos. This is some siblings. They were really rather shy. It was a lot of fun. These kids I think their parents were killed probably in the earthquake, or no, somebody shot their mom, and so they were homeless. They were without parents, but they're doing well, considering. I mean, you know, they're going to school. But yeah, even so, they were still pretty shy. It took a lot to bring them out. So, but ultimately, we would like to have a school of our own. Right now, they go to the school that's around their neighborhood, wherever they decide to go. But in the future, if you'd go ahead and put the next slide up, we would like to build a school of our own, and so we went out looking for some properties, and we looked, and if we had a school, then we could absolutely guarantee that these kids are getting a Christian education. we could also guarantee that the quality of the education is where we want it to be. And we could use the building in the evening as like a trade school or Bible school, or there's so many things we could do with it at that point. And so we looked at various properties, if you want to slide through some of those. But we got to the point on a couple of them where we'd say, you know what, yeah, let's buy this. And by the time we got to the official person to actually make an offer on it, it was sold already. I mean, properties just go fast. And part of it also is that we don't have enough money to actually make a good payment on it. I mean, we're looking at $400,000 to $500,000 for a piece of property in Port-au-Prince where we want it to be. It's just outrageous. Who would have thought in a third world country, but that's where it's at. So we keep looking. We have a good start on a building fund, so we're going to keep praying about that. I would also like to show you a short. How much time do I have? A little bit. Okay. Well, if we want to back up a little bit, yeah, you can go ahead and start that video running through there. Is it going to start? Oh. Try it. Yeah. This is a picture of driving up through some streets in Haiti. Now, it's just driving, but remember, this is a beautiful Sunday morning in January. Notice the roads, the buildings, and how people drive. You know, we're just navigating up through a side street to get out to the main road. I don't want to take too long on it, but I thought it was fun to look at. Now, you remember, I have it in four-wheel drive. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's steep. So anyway, yeah, we can move on. Go. Snow in Haiti? None. None. It's not like it doesn't get cold. Man, it'll drop down to the 50s, you know, on an occasion. So, yeah, it is cold for Haiti. And you got to understand that most people don't have heat. Why would they have a furnace? You know, they don't have those. So those short periods of times where it gets into the 50s is a little brisk, but most of the time it's in the 80s, 90s. If you get higher in the mountain, they always say it's cooler in the mountain. Hey, but hot is still hot, so however you look at it. But actually, it's pretty nice. We were down in July for the dedication in 2011, and we prayed, well, especially my wife prayed for, to take care of us during that July weather. And it was unseasonably cool. God answered our prayer. It was fun. So as we move along, hey, sometimes you just got to stop for a cup of coffee, you know. Coffee in Haiti is good. It's very good. It is not for the faint of heart. You got to add lots of milk and lots of sugar, and it's really good. So if you come to Haiti with us, we'll stop and get a cup of coffee. So this morning, you might ask the question, what can I do? Well, I am so glad you asked. And that's actually on the street. Yeah, there we go. So glad you asked. One thing, you know what, our biggest need is actually the general fund. When money is designated for student support or the clinic or this project or that project, all that money goes to that project. We don't take money out of what you've designated for in order to run our general general operation. And the way we can do that is we have a general fund and people that support that. So what does general fund cover? It covers all those airfare trips to Haiti and back, lodging while we are in Haiti, a car, we maintain a car in Haiti, planning, communication, accounting, newsletter publishing, mailing, pictures of the students, Pastor Danielle's salary, other salaries, home office, phone. I mean, everything that comes up comes out of general fund, and that's how we can actually do the good work that we do in Haiti. So another thing you can do outside of general fund is to advance the clinic. Healthcare in Haiti is very limited, even though it's improving over the years. I'm surprised at certain quality of care that you can get in Haiti, yet it is still in the style of Haitian healthcare. It's not like the U.S. Just for example, we needed to go in and get some x-rays, and the first thing, I just don't want to run out. Okay. The first thing we had to do as soon as we walked in the door, they needed money. Not a credit card, they needed cash. And it was okay. We got x-rays for, $100 or something, which isn't too bad. But can you imagine anybody coming into the hospital needing health care? Nothing happens unless they pay for it up front. So that's still the style of medical care in Haiti, even though it is getting better. So our clinic is actually attempting to bridge this gap in quality health care. We have the basics, exam room, small pharmacy, a few pieces of equipment. By supporting and designating for the clinic, that will advance. Another thing you can do is sponsor a student. And what greater way to help a country than to actually educate the children? When somebody learns to read, write, and to think critically, their life begins to change from that generation and on to the next. For the past 25 years, supporters of Vine Ministry have generously provided education for most of the kids in Vine Church. Last year, we were able to help about 160 students. And at $360 per student, that is a real bargain in helping one of the poorest countries in the world. So you can do that by actually going to the website you see right on the screen, or just send us a note, let us know that you'd like to support a child, and we'll take it from there. And another thing you can do is to sign up for the newsletter. Now, I forgot, I didn't pass it around, but I will have the sheet out by the table. You could put your name, address, email, however you want to receive the newsletter, and we'll get that to you on a monthly basis. We publish that newsletter, and it paints a picture of what's happening in the church in Haiti. Change doesn't happen very quickly at all in this Caribbean country, but when it does, you need to know what is happening and how your donations are actually impacting the people in Vine Church. Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
You said you had to pay $400 to get your songs around through. Is that like draft in that country? Do you have to pay for everything they're on?
Sure. Yeah. Now,
It doesn't go to the government, it goes to the individual that's overseeing whatever you're doing.
it appears to be. Now, this was all done in the open. I mean, we didn't go behind closed doors. It's so obvious. I did.
Another question. Is the government involved in all the Vine ministry?
No, we don't want that. You being the Haitian government? No, not at all. We are a mission organization. We just go down and do work in Haiti. so we're not registered as anything with the Haitian government. We really don't want to pay Haiti taxes. Yeah. We can operate that way. Yeah. Yes, Grace.
Is there some work there to be done that our young people can go on a mission trip?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, talk to us. You know, what we don't do is take tour groups down, just look around. But if we begin a conversation and talk to the youth and see what they would like to do, we want to make an impact when we go, in other words, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. Oh, they have, yeah. Especially when they were building the church, I believe. We get into building a school, there would be more opportunities kind of like that if you want to do it. Sure. Any more questions? $180, 18%. Let me see. Yeah, it was 20.
18% of 22,000.
Yeah, I think it was more like. I think it would have been over $4 grand.
The individual one, that was his bribe.
Yeah. Yeah, it was his bribe. It was his bribe. It was out in the open. I was surprised. You know, there was nothing hidden about it. I mean.
Either you pay me $1,000 or you're going to pay the government $4,000.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
We went to Cuba, they didn't want the Bible then, but they were stuck on in this water.
Yeah.
If it's such a poor country, how do they get $400,000 for a plot of ground?
Okay, we're looking for a piece of property close to the church, which is downtown Port-au-Prince. The demand for property in that area is higher. If we would go out in the country, we could get it for less, but that would be so remote. That's not where the church is located. That's pretty much the reason.
I'm surprised when you said an extra is $100. I know that with Medicare, they charge a lot more, but they wind up getting $30.
Yeah.
And also, when you walk into the guy that don't handle insurance, he'll do one for $30.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the numbers seem so ridiculous. It's a poor country.
Yeah.
Why would they pay that?
Well, I was white, for one. I was American. Yeah. Wow, I don't know what it cost as a Haitian. I guess I really don't know what it would cost as a Haitian walking in there. But I know it wouldn't be for free. Yeah.
What do you think is the greatest need right now in Haiti? What's
The greatest need for Haiti is people. Probably to share the love of Jesus with your friends and neighbors. I mean, outside of it, economy. We all know what it's like. When times were tough, we still had our family and the love of our brothers and sisters in a church family. That's what we need. If you're on the street, you can see people that aren't really very happy, and then you can see people who are happy.
We also need a stable government that doesn't take all the money and put it in their pocket.
Yes.
True.
True.
Every time a president leaves, they take all the money with them. I think the baby doc budget is like $8 billion, they said he took with him.
Yeah.
So we just leave the country absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they could get a good, my guess is a good dictator at this point.
Okay.
It's a part to
Yeah.
make sure that money gets the prime minister and that the leadership doesn't grab it.
The money gets divine ministry. Do I understand your question correctly? How we get our funds to them? No. No, they don't. Unless it be personal taxes for somebody in Haiti that is blessed by us. I don't know how they operate that, but it from us, no. It will, yeah. We collect, like student support. We collect actually quite a bit of money to go to those kids. We wire it down through Foncosi, which is a Catholic microloan organization, and they do operate. They're set up as a bank, so I can wire that down, and then the Pastor Danielle, uses his account, and it comes through. None of it goes to the government.
You might want to tell them how we get that money when it's in Haiti.
Oh, how do we get that money when it's in Haiti? Oh, well, they just deliver it in an unmarked car. 2 guys bring it in satchels or bags. Well, I guess it was grocery bags, wasn't it, this last time? And all the money is wrapped up. Now, there's 64 goods to every American dollar. So we're talking several millions of goods. So there's quite a few stacks there. So they're all counted. There's rubber band around them, and there's staples through them so that you can't just slip one out without ripping it. So it's very secure. They bring it in there, count them out, get the right amount, and they're accurate. I mean, we've never really had a problem with that. And then we put them in our bags, very discreetly put them in the back of our truck, and pretend that it's just an average day, and we go home quickly. So, yeah, they probably don't. Yeah. Oh, the value. $1 equals 64 goods or thereabouts at current rates. An average day's wage is about $10 US. Does that make sense? I mean, I couldn't live on $10, but yeah. Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you very much. I was just talking. They are going to stay for church, and they'll say a few words during the announcement. But yeah, the information that you need is in the back. And thank you for the presentation. The need is there. The need for ministry, the need for the word is in Haiti. So thank you very much. And we'll see you back here at 10 o'clock for worship.